y'all, welcome back to Keeping Up with KJ. My name is Kanisha and I'm a first-time home buyer who is transforming my first home one DIY project at a time. Today's video is going to be a little different though. You've been asking questions and I'm here to answer them. In this video, we're going to talk about all things DIY, help you get to know me a little bit better, and then I'm also going to be arranging some floral arrangements and giving you some tips to help spruce up your home this spring and help your flowers last longer. So if that interests you, then keep watching. So when it comes to floral arrangements, I'm getting my florals from Trader Joe's. So Trader Joe's allows me to get a variety of different flowers. I'm going to be honest with you all. I don't know the names of all of the flowers that I get. Most of the time I'm going for a color or an aesthetic, a look, a vibe. But I am no flower expert on which flowers are which. I'm going for a design idea that I have in my head, and then I just go based off on what they have in the stores as well. So fun fact, I actually do not use the flower food that comes with flowers. I actually use a few other things. So for the nutrition for the flowers, I like to use sugar, just regular household sugar. And then I also like to use some Clorox to help cut the bacteria in the water. This is going to help the flowers last longer because they're not going to have all of that bacteria. So question number one, how did I get into DIY? So my first project was actually the kitchen that I am in right now. The countertops were green and the walls were pink. If you all personally know me, I am a woman of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, but I did not want a pink and green kitchen. I completely painted the downstairs and then I painted and epoxied the countertops, and I loved it. And I still do, but now as you can see, it's very white. Not much color going on, and so I am to the point where I do want to start adding more color back into the kitchen. I think I need to like give it a blank slate. Another question that I've gotten throughout time is just what has been one of the hardest things about being a homeowner. So one of the hardest things I definitely would say is the money, just because everything is so expensive. I can't be like, oh hey landlord, my air conditioner went out, or anything like that. Everything falls back on me. And then for a very long time, my home just wasn't the way that I wanted it to be, just because I didn't have enough money to buy the home and then completely furnish it all at one time. That's completely unrealistic. So there are still places in my home that are completely untouched today, and this May will make 3 years since I have been in my home, which is completely fine. I don't feel any way about that. I just think social media, of course, in comparison, you see people move into their homes and like everything is decorated, and it's like, yeah, no. I just finished my guest bedroom, and now my guests actually have a bed, because before then they were sleeping on an air mattress. And guess what? They were perfectly fine with that, and they understood and they knew my situation, and that was that. Alrighty, so I am done with the first floral arrangement. I think it's really cute. This is my first time using this vase, but I do love it. It's really cute, and I think I have the perfect place to put this. Next question is, what gave you the confidence to start DIY? Delusion. And the reason why I say that is the fact that I have jumped into some of these projects literally never knowing how to do parts of it, and just kind of starting. And some would think that that is quite delusional. I say that has allowed me to, oh, I hate that this isn't sitting in there. I would say that has allowed me to literally go in and give you all a realistic view of what projects look like when somebody's never done something before. since I have started my content creator DIY journey. And by far, this was one of the most nerve-wracking things I feel like I've ever experienced. So I actually got to film 2 different segments at a local news station talking about DIY. I actually got to create a floral arrangement using these Trader Joe flowers, and then I did a clay painting on a planter. And that experience, I was so nervous. I've been in the news station before, but like to speak on camera and to do this sort of thing, I had never done that before. And honestly, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun. If you want to get started with DIY but don't know where to start, be sure to drop some of your questions down below in the comments. That I get a lot is, what is my next project? And again, depending on when you ask that question will determine on what your answer is, simply based on the fact that there are a few different factors that go into when I'm doing projects in my home. It also depends on what time of the year is, because I have certain times at work that are busier than others that don't really allow for a lot of projects. There are also the fact that depending on if I have a brand deal coming up or what that brand deal is for, that may also factor into what project is coming next. So I thought my office, you saw the video from last week, I thought the office makeover was going to be the next project, but I have a delivery that is now coming on Friday. And so my laundry area, which is right back here, you can literally see my washer and dryer from right here, is going to be my next project. So I can't say exactly what I'm doing for the project quite yet, but just know that you will all be getting a full laundry room makeover very, very soon. I also want to put it out there that brand deals don't completely determine the projects that I'm doing in my house. It determines the timeline that I want to do them. So I make sure when I'm reaching out to brands, or that when brands are reaching out to me, that they fit together in the vibe and the goal that I have for my home. And I'm never just doing something just for the brand deal. It's actually something that I want to do in my home. So I just want to say that and make sure that we all understand. But there are certain timelines that go along with some of those brand deals, most of those brand deals. And so it kind of affects when I'm actually doing the projects. So the next question is, what is my favorite project? I'm going to say my patio makeover, and that included the tabletop cover that I made for the glass table that I already had, and then those clay, well, I painted them to look like clay, but the clay planters for the string lights. Just because I had done string light planters previously, and they ended up being a major fail. A big storm came through, they fell over, one of them fell over, and then it like cracked the cement, and it was just this whole thing. So I felt like a huge failure because I did this whole project and then it just fell over and broke. So to be able to like redeem myself, come back and do the project again, but do it better based on the skills that I've learned, is like one of the goals that I am trying to achieve with DIY. Like I am getting better at the projects that I'm doing because I'm learning through along the way, and you will too. Get better at what you're doing, and then that's going to help build your confidence. I have some projects that I need to go back and update or kind of redo, tweak a little bit, because the vision maybe just didn't come out how I wanted it to, or the technique was kind of off, things that I could have done better, should have done differently. Another question I get is, how do I juggle work, content and DIY. So as a DIY content creator, there's so much that goes into it. Not only do I have to do the projects, but I have to record while I'm doing them, edit the content, and then put it all together for you all on here. And I love sharing my DIY journey, but it definitely can be a lot. I also have a very demanding job that requires me to work a lot of hours. So I honestly am still figuring out how I balance everything. I have really busy seasons at work and times that aren't as busy, so I try to manage my projects around those times. But one of the biggest things is I just give myself grace. Most of the time, my house is a giant construction zone, and if it is clean, I'm showing you the clean part of it and not the fact that right now I have a lot of clothes on top of my couch that I still need to put up, and that's okay. So if you're looking to get started with DIY, just know that your home is going to be a constant construction zone. Give yourself grace and actually enjoy the process. I feel like when I first started out, I was so ready for the final product. I want to see what it looks like at the end, but you got to enjoy the journey and the fact that you are learning so much throughout the process. Enjoy that part of it, and then you'll definitely enjoy DIY a little bit more. Alrighty, so that is it for the floral arrangements for this week, and I absolutely love how all of them turned out. Comment down below and tell me which one is your favorite. I'm going to show you where I'm going to put them throughout my home. I think they'll all elevate the space that they're going to be in their own special ways. So comment down below again and let me know which one is your favorite, but I gotta go with this one for this week. Also, if you have a question that I didn't get to, be sure to drop that down in the comments below. So as usual, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you enjoyed this type of content and want to see more from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button because it's time to start keeping up with KJ. Bye y'all. See y'all next week.